Greetings and salutations and welcome once again to the Capeless Crusaders live from
The Safe House.
The Safe House. That's what we're calling it now. Are you okay over there?
Yeah.
You look like you smelled something.
It's possible. It's possible.
My name is David Barry at Dr. Barry on varying social media platforms. Hey, to my right, just because you're way too excited, we have
Amy. You can find me at IJURobot on
You
all.
son of a bitch.
Guess who's hosting the channel? IJURobot on all the social media. I had to let them do it. We've got some surprises. If you host us, rate us, follow us, subscribe to us.
Do anything.
It's amazing. And should I pass it above my head?
Go right over this way.
Should I go that way?
Right over this
We'll leave
way.
it that way. Baby shark.
On the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, we have...
Finally,
Oh, he's going to kill the mic.
the Azorian one has come back
Oh, that was controlled.
Oh, wow. He's usually much higher.
to the Crusader safe house. This is the Azorian one, Anthony Steves.
You just can't handle it. But he's not there tonight, though.
They don't know. He tweeted that his favorite moment today, but he hasn't said if he's there or not.
I think he's too busy with Jumanji Press.
Might be.
He's probably too
Might
busy.
be.
But I noticed there's another floating head. Wait, no, it's this way. There's another floating head up here.
What's this?
Behold the glory.
If he's turned his mic back on,
Who is that?
who do we have in Los Angeles, California?
You know who it is? It's TallDarkNotUgly on everything.
Yeah, it is. Back on the podcast. Yes, by the way, Tim, we didn't miss what you said. This is a live broadcast. Hey! Nerd On Podcast. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah!
With the creepy dancers. I love this. We've just played around with those and now we've got that. As always, The Capeless Crusaders is brought to you in part by two lovely sponsors, one of which, wait, no, it's this way, is Computer... Oh, my finger cuts off. Computer Booter, your local... what do? They repair computers.
They do.
They repair mobile devices.
They
They sell retro games, and they have a retro video game lounge.
Nice.
That is what they do. We're also brought to you in part. I can't go all the way up, by Empire's Comics Vault, who is celebrating 15 years
15
this year. 15
Nice.
years.
Nice.
Hey, thanks for the cheer, Tim.
Nice, Tim.
15 years of our boy Ben rocking it at Empire's Comics Vault. So, first off,
Uh-oh.
let me bring up my notes.
Oh, yes,
We have notes, Tom.
We always have notes. By the way, Tom,
Uh-oh.
I didn't share these with you. I apologize.
No, I never. I just want to let everyone that's listening know, like, I've been on mute for the last 24 hours. I've been waiting here in this remote location, not knowing where the hell I'm at. Just waiting for this one moment I've been looking forward to.
Someone just pulled a bag from over your head.
Yeah. He's in
and
the
continually
Crusader.
washed his hands.
He's in the Crusader SoCal safe house. It's fine.
Just cooking chicken. Just cooking chicken.
Raw chicken.
By the way, if you haven't here, speaking of Raw,
What's that?
it is the
Oh.
25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, hence why I'm in
DX.
the DX gear and the Austin 316.
Since I just whooped your, you know what?
Anyway, oh yeah, we got the wolf pack. Woo! A little bit of that. You
That's
just-
when I first met you guys.
just
That's
brought
what
it-
you did.
That's what we do.
Yeah. No, you
Right.
all did the wolf pack.
That's what we
you
all
just
do.
said.
Wrestling is our other thing that Barry and I really are in love with.
Yes, this hat is too small for my gigantic head.
I
But your
apologize.
ponytail fits in it nicely.
does.
Anyway, so when we are on the podcast
Yes.
With the Tom.
with Tom,
Yes.
especially when we are maybe, talking about comics,
Oh.
the comics that we might be discussing,
Hmm.
we like to go round the horn.
Oh, it's the first time Tom's heard it. We're getting all of it.
Excelsior.
Hey!
That was a moderate.
I liked his Excelsior.
That is a moderate
Woohoo!
woohoo nerd on podcast indeed. Oh, that is correct. Tim is right. Amy, while we are in the wrestling gear, Amy currently holds the belt, the title belt for Trivia Champion, which
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Apparently, you're beginning to damage his comm. Hey!
so we go around the horn. We go around the table in a circular fashion, except for the fact that we no longer have a circular table.
We don't. We do not.
We do. I mean, I don't even think
Excelsior.
Tom remembers us
A
having
circle in your mind.
exactly
I thought it
the
was a circle in
Inside
our
of a Taco
hearts.
Bell, inside
That-
of a KFC, inside of a mall.
All of those things. So yes,
Not
so
easy.
we go around the horn, we talk about what comic books we have been reading this week. So, Amy,
Yeah.
what have you been reading?
So,
Hi.
hey, guys, hey. So, I'm going to let both of these guys, I'm going to stall a little bit because all three of them might need a minute. I actually.
Well, I'm ready.
read-
I just let you
You're
go
ready, willing,
first.
able? Okay,
I need a
cool.
Facts.
So, okay. So, I read, it was called, I believe it was called Deuce of Love, Deuce of Hearts. Deuce. Yeah, Deuce.
of... Oh, never
Yeah.
mind.
It was out of Vault, and I wanted to take a new chance, or I wanted to take a chance on a new
How about
Take
House.
a chance
on
on me. Yeah, hey.
I know, I was totally with that.
Take a chance.
So, it's the first issue. It's this guy. It literally gave you no information except for this dude has an app where he can like get luck. He can make people fall in love with him. He can make people fall out of love with him. He can get out of a whole bunch of things. It was really cool. I also happened to slightly glance at the first 2 pages of issue number 1 of Old Man Hawkeye.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm excited for that one.
It is the prequel to Old Man Logan.
Ah.
Not the current ongoing, but the original bookie book.
Book.
Right.
Bookie book.
Nothing to do with the current run.
That is very small, very, can we say very small, lightly based?
Lightly based.
Light, super light. This is like the spritz of the fake butter.
So it's
On your
just a...
toast.
It's just a...
Yeah, a little bit of that. A little
Salt
bit of that.
bay, little salt bay.
That's all.
Wait. Hey, Tom, you got a little bit of that salt? Can I see it?
Oh, yeah. Show us your Salt Bae, bro. Come on. Do it. Show it.
I'm
Yeah.
not even- I need my food. I need my stuff with me. I'll show you how I do it.
Yeah, you're chicken in here.
Yeah, so it's a prequel to the Old Man Logan, the original one, which Logan, the movie, is kind of based on.
Roughly.
The spritz of fake butter. Hey, thanks for
Hey.
the follow. G.S. Luis. That's just gonna kill
We're
you.
not going to be able to do anything because we're just going to watch these stupid gifs happening.
But side note, who wants to go next?
I think you said GIFs incorrectly.
Let's not open up that can of worms right now.
Fiddler?
Hey, Stevs,
Yes, sir.
what have you been reading?
I started something. Didn't finish it yet.
Okay, sounds like you.
IKEA catalog?
Sounds like me. Not the IKEA catalog. That belongs to Curtis. I don't have that. I started issue 2 of the Hack/Resurrection,
Hey!
written by Miss Teenie Howard.
Oh, and well, I mean, a friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Created by
Created by a friend of the show, Tim Seeley. That's right, friend of the show.
If you go on our YouTube, we have that interview.
Check that out. Teenie Howard has taken now the character and has a resurrection story angle. And our heroine, Miss Cassie Hack, has found her way to this camp and may have someone who looks to be somewhat of a protege following along with her. Not for sure on that. Got to keep reading because I'm not done yet. And someone is creating what seems to be some sort of zombies to be attacking Cassie Hack. Again, I haven't finished. I'm in the middle of that. But yes, issue 2 of Hack/Resurrection. My comic book crush, Miss Cassie Hack.
Sorry.
We're just lively
Was
tonight.
that the
I
Peter
can't
Wade
talk.
and Murdoch dance? But that's what I read. Started to read.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Hey, Tom,
Hey, Tom.
you're down in
Yes, sir.
LA.
SoCal.
So, Cal, what have you been reading? Because I know you're busy reading the
SoCal.
comics.
I am always busy.
You
Am I
better look
always
faster,
reading
man.
comics?
He's looking around for something for grab.
TV guy.
So,
You're caught up on Dragon Ball Super?
last thing I saw was him doing a breakdance move with the Kamehameha. But, anyways, comic book wise, last thing I was reading was Snyder's Dark Knight Metal.
Nice.
But in all actuality, I've been catching up with, and this sounds really lame,
Doesn't.
Hush by Jim Lee, because
Hey.
that's something in store for the newer endeavors that I'm working on with Nerd on the Podcast. So,
Oh, wait, what was that? What?
you're in another podcast?
Who's that again? What's
What?
their name?
What's her name?
I think they're
Yeah.
in the chat room right now.
yeah, I have Titans East over here, and we have, or the Justice Society of America, if you want to call it that. The Nerd on the Podcast, You Didn't Need, but the One You Deserve, is another podcast that me and a lot of good friends, 3 awesome dudes, started down here in LA.
If we're,
And
if we're
we're
the
gonna
West Coast
add
Avengers, what does that make them?
Great Lakes.
That's sad. They don't want to be the Great Lakes Avengers. That's the worst.
But that makes him Squirrel Girl.
The Midwest
I mean,
Avengers?
we're all happy. We're all nice. We don't want to fight nobody. But
That's
Squirrel
true.
Girl.
There you go. There you go.
Squirrel
You
Girl.
can be Squirrel Girl and someone else be Flat Man.
I will say, we've yet to meet, yet already, Mr. Corey Powers and I are best bros, just through like social media. Just so you know. Just so you know. That's
I don't
how.
know. It's sort of fair that I don't like.
I think we have a question from chat aimed specifically at Tom.
Uh-oh.
Who is it?
Who would be
Who's
harder
it
to
from?
find, Hush or Forget Me Not?
From G.S. Lewis. Double O. Or G.S. Lewis.
He's thinking.
He's thinking. He's thinking.
I mean, forget me not. I mean, Hush has an MO, and it's really easy to like. Batman, how many times he's come across him and just
Good answer. Good answer. Just
That was
quick,
very
quick and
nice.
good answer. Oh,
Corey-
and also,
Corey is the best and the most handsome.
Drew in the TARDIS. What up, man?
Hey, Drew.
So,
Yeah, but that's
Let's do
also handsome.
handsome. Yes, he's the most handsome. So you've been
Yes.
reading Hush. And anything else? Anything current besides Dark Knight's Metal, or is that you just been sticking to those two?
no.
Those are totally fine.
Sorry.
Those are solid answers.
Totally acceptable, bro.
Going back and rereading a classic and keeping up on the current one, I'm down with it. And the reason I'm being so appreciative and talkative is because I completely blanked on what I read.
But you were just looking at it like 2 seconds ago.
I know.
Should we send you Forget-Me-Nots?
Was it indie?
Will
was
it help
indie?
you to remember?
Was it an indie thing? Was
it a Man of Miracles?
Here, what did you read this? Was it him? Was it
Excelsior!
this guy that you read? I don't know.
I legitimately can't remember what I
While
read.
he's remembering, here's Stan Lee.
Send me Forget-Me-Nots.
There's Stan Lee. There he is, right there. Okay, and back.
Help you to remember.
Nope, still gone.
No, that actually helps me remember. Want to know in a weird way how that helps me remember?
Men in Black?
Men in Black.
I
Because
totally guessed.
But that wasn't what the original song was.
because we watched reading Stanley's face. The other night I was at my parents' house
Watched
and Men in Black. Yeah, last night Men in Black came on. And
You were viewing buddies.
and
I break this
I forgot. I completely forgot at the beginning it says based on the Marvel comic. Because
Oh,
even
that's
though
right.
Yeah.
Men in Black didn't actually come out under Marvel, but it came out under an independent publisher that was then absorbed by Malibu, and Malibu was then absorbed by Marvel.
Oh.
So Marvel Comics owns Men in Black, and I'd actually tracked down because it's impossible to find physical, like $120 for the physical copies of the original books. So I found a digital copy, and I started reading the original Men in Black. Because I really wanted to find out where it actually came from. Very different feeling already because it's focusing on white guys. So that's already
so do Jay.
already a little different.
Is that Miley Cyrus song, right?
Exactly. Yeah, focusing on white guys.
Did you flash Steam and K? K, did you flash anything, mate?
So that is what we have been reading this
So
week.
sending you Forget-Me-Nots actually did help you to
That
remember.
100% helped me out with the memory. That
And
was-
we tied it back up into
Just
to
roll
Batman.
with me. Just roll with me.
It's
Take
like
a
a
walk
song.
with me. Take a walk with. There was a dance to the
because
song.
so speaking of Men in Black, Men in Black has actually been in the news recently because the it's getting a. I don't know if it's going to be animated or if it's a show. It's getting a show,
I think it's getting a show. It was an animated series
right?
back in the 90s after
Right.
the movie.
With like Static Shock and
I
stuff.
watched it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe this is a live action series.
Well, it was a Fox TV show. It happened. It would show right before Godzilla.
Yeah.
Bingo.
So that means we need to talk about
What's that?
some news.
Oh!
My bad. I got the round.
Apparently the monkey's on the horn again.
The monkey's on the horn. I got them all queued up.
There go them Crusaders again. Oh, sorry.
You
Monkey!
Barry's got to wear the shorts. I am not getting in them.
I'm wearing the
Monkey!
shorts right now.
Monkey.
God,
What
What's
was
happening?
rude?
I don't know what's happening.
We got a news
So-
monkey in your absence just because we needed extra bodies.
You were under my chair the whole time?
Tom, we
A
have
news monkey replaces me.
Only on
you've
occasion when
been
you don't come and
replaced
pick
by
up
a
your
news monkey.
presents.
An alcoholic news monkey.
Yeah, an alcohol. We just
We
keep
miss
adding.
you.
We just keep adding depth to this character. He's an alcoholic. He's been out of rehab.
We miss
Sounds like
you.
you're mentioning a
Come
movie
home.
from.
He has won the Pulitzer.
Yeah. He has won a Pulitzer for this late breaking news that I some of it's kind of you can flush out those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
go for it. So take it away, Stutz.
Actual paper the news monkey sent us.
Jesus, I just can't speaks the mic.
It's recycled? No. How rude.
If
Anyway.
he goes under my chair, I swear I'm gonna call HR.
Hey, he was under my chair.
There's no HR.
Rumors. Rumors.
Wonderful album. By the way.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Rumors have hit about a certain sum of money that is being paid to one Scarlett Johansson
How much?
for the solo Black Widow film. You have an exact number on what that was.
So, yes. I put that in the notes. I apologize. So, the rumors have it that she will be making $25 million for the film, which will make her the highest paid actress in Hollywood. Plus, there are bonuses, and if it does well, which of course it will because it's a Marvel film, she can make up to $31 million. And she will also I believe she's getting a producer credit.
Oh, yeah.
This is as of a couple days ago.
So that could easily, movie does well, what's she getting paid, producing credits, she could be easily in the $40 million range.
Yeah.
Mid-40s, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, and Drew in the TARDIS just said, hopefully more than Gal Gadot got. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not going to be hard because now Gal Gadot now she has them by the
Also, what's $1.95?
Donuts. She has them by the Gadots.
The Gadots.
The Gadots.
Got it by the Gadots.
Hashtag the Gadots.
Tom, you looked incredulous just now. Is $25 million for the solo Black Widow movie not impressive to you?
No, it's hella low.
Of course it is.
Didn't you get like 50?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's good.
How many movies you been in?
I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying that's what's gonna happen.
That's bonkers, baby bun, bullhorns, if you know what I'm saying.
That's a lot of badonkadonk.
A lot of.
Are you trying hard not to swear on this podcast?
I swore so much. I was like, okay, that's good. That's
Why did you just call it booty? It's just straight up
It is
nasty
booty.
booty.
It's a booty shoe.
I mean, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
They all make way too much money.
She's been, what is this, like, how many years? A full decade? She's
10
been
years.
in these films.
10 years
Yeah.
she's been this character.
And it's like, oh, well, finally we can, the world's ready for a female superhero.
Somebody clip that.
Yeah, let's just say
Beautiful.
that.
And it's like, oh, well, hey, we're going to make at least a bill. So here's, 25% of that. So, I don't know. What do I know?
No, dude,
You know everything.
You're
dude.
preaching to the choir. It's taken this long for her to get there, and I mean, it's obviously it's progress is progress. Now that we have Wonder Woman, we're gonna have Black Widow, we're gonna have Captain Marvel. Like we're getting these solo female characters, but yeah, we're talking 10 years in the making. More so if you go all the way back to the beginning of Phase 1 of Marvel, and it's taken this long. I mean, we had Elektra, but.
I mean,
Sorry.
what you got? You got Red Sparrow, and you got was it Atomic Blonde, who are pretty much like what you could see as the skeletons of a like badass agent woman. But then I mean, you could pretty much do this movie and enjoy like the same formula of Winter Soldier, but then also have the snippets which you saw in Age of Ultron, showing a little of her backstory, which the mainstream popcorn movie lover has no idea about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it deserves the justice it needs.
I know, but I agree. I think she should make it twice that. But
yeah, at least. What do we know?
What do we know? We're sitting in a safe house. Safe house
with a monkey in the room,
a
filled with
monkey,
IKEA furniture, and a drunk monkey.
He's still not under my chair. I'm very thankful.
I believe right now the current we went over this via text thread. The current highest grossing actress as of 2017 is the former Gwen Stacy herself, Emma Stone. Of course, she had a big year with La La Land, winning the Oscar for it, doing the Battle of the Sexes movie. As we can tell already, Scarlett, if these rumors are true, will blow her number out of the water just with all of that put together. Emma's going to move down the bench.
Yeah.
By the way, Emma right now would look like just like the Batgirl that's in the series right now that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, Emma Stone, possible Batgirl for Josh Whedon's movie.
But Lindsay Lohan, that's it.
No! Get the Oscar winner!
No!
She's doing the Kevin Hart. No.
So,
speaking with Emma Stone.
Even the chat is saying no. We're right.
Lindsay Lohan.
Nice.
So in other news, when it comes to Marvel and their issues of representation,
Oh, good lord.
Ready for this? Monkey, you spell that? Whatever. All of Marvel's titles that were nominated for the GLAAD Awards have been canceled.
they had multiple.
There are fingers I want to rotate.
I don't think she means this one or that one.
Do you know what? I could do this.
There you go.
Bring
And
fingers.
if you do it really
Bring
fast,
fingers.
no one's gonna know. So yeah, as some of you may be aware, the GLAAD Awards, specifically awards given out for products, movies, books, comics that are created or featuring LGBT characters, more diverse casts. And Marvel was nominated and won a lot of GLAAD Awards with stuff like Iceman, which focused heavily on being Marvel, there's two Icemen. One of them's young and he's from the past, and one of them's current, and so on and so forth. And but the young one knows that he's gay, and the old one didn't. But now he knows that he's gay because he met his younger self, who's out and gay.
Huh?
And happy.
Yeah,
My head hurts.
yeah. But it dealt with him coming out as an older man, which is and coming out to his parents, who were already didn't really like him being a mutant, and now it's like, hey, now you're a mutant and you're gay. Like they were just, it was really well done.
Just in case, for those who might not know, GLAAD, of course, is the against defamation. That's
That's a mouthful.
I just keep saying.
More
I'm an acronym guy.
So that
Yes, you are.
so Iceman next. World of Wakanda, which featured I can never pronounce it. The elite soldiers, the elite female soldiers,
Come on in.
the Dora Majan. I can't pronounce it. But the two of them who were in a relationship canceled, and then America, which focused on America Chavez, who is
Yeah.
literally
And her parents.
I started that. I didn't finish it.
yeah, her parents are lesbians.
Yeah.
She identifies as queer.
Yeah.
She's she identifies as Latina, but
Yeah.
she's technically from another dimension.
Uh-huh.
But still, representation.
They can have Latinas in other dimensions.
Exactly.
They canceled America.
Canceled America.
Didn't you know that?
No,
thought
I
at
didn't
the
know
time.
about America. I knew the
Apparently,
other.
there's something for me, and I'm.
Check it out. So yeah, so unfortunately, every title that they got nominated for GLAAD Awards, they nixed. So, and they cited poor sales, which
Oh, good lord.
of course, but a lot of people said if they had just waited until the GLAAD Awards had featured the story some more, the sales could have picked up.
And awards tend to
Awards.
create more sales. I mean, I believe comics work the same way as TV shows or movies, but when a TV show or movie wins something, sales and viewership goes up. I mean, do the GLAAD Awards, then see how things look. You're probably going to get your sales go.
Yeah.
But all right,
I mean, I don't. When Tom creates an independent film and he puts it into a show, a festival,
and when that shares like
he's
crazy,
hoping that the festival will then garner the support and get traction for it. He's not saying, "Yeah, I created this and it's going to be perfect out the gate." Screw all of you.
He totally is.
Right, Tom?
I typically make only perfect projects.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, and you've got to
Just-
work it.
That's why he's on
Just
the
do it
show.
again.
no distribution yet, but no,
Yeah.
100%. Like I remember when Birdman got the Academy Award, everyone went back to the theaters to do that. When La La Land did that, everyone went back to the
Bingo.
theaters. It's specifically the artist, because everyone's like, "Ooh, this is black and white film." And all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh,
Oh yeah, the artist. Yes.
it's getting a lot of awards," and then it's like, it just blew up. So, 100.
But no, you know what? We won these awards.
But Marvel is doing something right in the next feature.
They better. Side note: the question in chat from Luis. Yes, it comes out this on the 24th. You're
What
Batman Beyond number 16.
Comic news.
Comic news.
What? Where are we on that one, Monkey?
That's why I don't take him to the shop, man. He
Swear.
torments the dogs.
Here we go. Kelly Thompson signing an exclusive deal with Marvel.
There we go. That's at least a good move, because you've heard my opinion on exclusivity when it comes to comic book writers and artists. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I also understand you got to make that money, and by doing that, you get that guaranteed money.
You do the blockbuster so you can do the art to see.
Exactly. You start your first business, then you burn it down for the insurance money,
Bingo.
so you can
And
get
then-
rich.
Yes.
Put a bun in
huge.
that oven.
So Kelly Thompson, I'm trying to think of all of the works that she has, and it's
She's like Tom. She's everything on everything on everything.
yeah, it's a fantastic list. She's got
He approves.
everything from the Marvels to the Indies to the DCs, and done well with all of them. So it's a good pickup. It's definitely a good young talent pickup by Marvel, which I'm down with it.
Heart in a Box.
Mhm.
Gem and the Holograms. Ghostbusters Adventure Time.
Yeah. She's solid. She's got a lot of work, a lot of stuff under her belt. So the next one is weird.
I don't.
Good Lord.
I saw this too. I didn't read this story.
I heard about this like the beginning.
There
of
seems
last
to
week.
be a costume controversy with the Wasp in the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp film. It turns out.
Tom, do you know about this?
Are you aware of this, Tom? No. Okay. So on the armor,
brace yourself.
on the armor of the Wasp.
Yes,
the
like
way her
this.
shield is set up, there's 2 plates and this line going down. So when you
Like a heart.
were to say flip the Wasp upside down, it looks like it's a
I would like to point out it doesn't.
Banana.
It doesn't at all.
Doesn't look
it doesn't.
like
I
it.
don't see it.
But people see
Costume versus
2 things and a
people see phallic imagery when it comes to her armor.
Boys.
I don't.
Not you. I'm not saying.
Yeah, it's not our
like,
boys. It wasn't our boys on our suit. No.
Like I don't see it,
It's a
and you have to
costume
flip her upside down, and it's
Yeah, you
It's-
have to flip her upside down. We
I
get
just
like
flipped it
super.
upside down.
yeah. And do you see it?
What do you expect?
You can say that with any suit. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for Cap, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Oh, sure.
But here's the thing: you could flip everyone's costume around and find a weird thing in it somewhere. That's a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, that
But-
kind of coincides with like Disney's like obsession with it, right? I mean,
Exactly.
Like Simba falling over in sex and the flowers.
And Little Mermaid in the castle. There's a
That was an
that's
animator.
legitimate.
Princess Jasmine.
Anyway,
I
mean, if you
but
look
in
at-
other
So we might be plugging what was it, Nerd On Podcast upcoming episode with
Oh,
those little tips towards
That's
Disney.
right.
Mm.
Yeah.
You take colors? You take colors?
Not yet.
You know, good point there. Even Ant-Man's could look like that if, again, you
Yeah, I
flip
was-
Paul Rudd
Yeah,
upside
you look
down.
at his, it looks like just like a deformed looking, like an old man's. Yeah.
It's-
All red and angry looking.
it doesn't even look like a healthy one.
Yeah.
In other costume related news though, and also in other crotch
Right,
related
this is true.
This section is coming from me, you guys. So brace yourselves.
This is our blue
Are
color,
we
our
Marvel
blue
people?
humor is what this is right
You
here.
better pull up your tidy whities,
And,
ladies and germs.
And I wasn't really looking for the comeback of this because I was getting used to what they have, but it looks like Superman's putting his red trunks back on the outside of his suit.
For
Oh,
the
man.
1000th, no, there's importance to this. It is the 1000th issue from Action Comics.
Oh, Brad
But-
Meltzer's writing. Brad Meltzer's writing. I love
It's
Brad
a-
Meltzer.
It's an $8 book. There's a whole bunch of people on it.
Brian Michael Bendis will be his first
Yes.
official work
Okay.
with DC.
But here's the other thing. So New 52 came out, right?
Uh-huh.
He didn't have red trunks.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. So
And he had like a collar.
See, that wasn't.
When- And then when like Rebirth happened, it was like the pre-New 52, but he still didn't have undies, did he?
Yeah,
Yep.
so I liked. We can get rid of the collar. I was getting used to the whole no trunks outside sleek suit like Batman's armor has been,
Slight
you know?
bulge, you know.
Slight bulge, but it's all like a onesie
See,
instead of trunks on
and
the outside.
I'm a Frank Quietly
Oh, yeah, sure.
bicycle shorts kind of guy, like where they're not just undies. They
Oh,
got
like they go down to
they got a
here.
little bit of leg.
You like
Oh,
little briefs,
okay.
like boxer briefs.
Boxer
Exactly.
briefs, yeah.
I'm about those. That's bring that.
Not
That's
tidy whities.
not my trunks.
Hashtag not my trunks.
Let's instead of boxer briefs, just flapping boxers for Superman on the outside. Just
Wait,
boxers that are just
No,
loose.
to get the really like the
Flapping around.
almost down to your knee
Yeah.
bicycle shorts.
and they're
Like
loose. They're not
lingerie.
tight. You
Yeah.
can't tell he has quads. They're just
Yeah.
flapping around.
Yeah.
But just flapping around in that area. Coffee.
and the Wasp. Speaking of an obsession with red trunks and crotches.
Oh boy, we're going to the next.
Further, even more.
Okay. Do you want me to do this one?
No, I got the paper.
You
I got to keep
oh,
the
you
shtick
actually
going.
wrote it
I gotta
down.
keep the
Oh,
shtick
Lord.
going.
Confusion.
There is a petition to make the Joker gay
Again.
again.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
So it's from a Russian
It's from a Russian,
Russian
person.
comic fan.
Russian bot. It's a Russian bot. I'm telling you right now.
Her name is Ilana Stevakova?
Collusion.
Shestakova.
Collusion.
But it's on change.org to make the Joker gay again. And no joke, this is a copy and paste from the petition. The Joker is a comic book character with almost 80 years history, half of which he was portrayed as homosexual. For instance, in such significant graphic novels as Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns or Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth, Neil Adams claimed that the Joker was and always had been homosexual. This opinion was shared by other comic book authors and artists for decades. That is why it's so important to me and other queer readers to return his homosexuality. The Joker repeatedly confessed his feelings to Batman and showed an interest in other men. Also, there was Joker's unnamed boyfriend in the graphic novel Devil's Advocate, and the Joker has many feminine traits. I don't like this part. He uses lipstick, paints his nails, wears high heels, and sometimes does cross-dressing.
Burned that way, dark lips.
I thought he's fluid to me. We realize that some of these things are stereotypical, but it gives a very clear picture, and over the years there were plenty of other queer moments in comics, cartoons, and video games, especially in Batman Arkham Asylum series. However, in the late 90s, someone decided to erase Joker's homosexuality and introduce Harley Quinn as his girlfriend. By the way, Harley was made up for the animated Batman the Animated Series to replace the Joker in one scene in which he was supposed to jump from the cake in drag. In the mass consciousness, Harley became his only love interest, and although in canon, it says canonical comics, this is no evidence that there are romantic or sexual feelings for the Joker's part. His enforced relationship with Harley Quinn looks like an attempt to retcon his homosexuality and turn him into an acceptable straight man. And then it goes on to say DC Comics already has a great cast of queer characters and heroes as Batwoman and Midnighter, as well as villains Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy. Yeah, maybe some people don't want to see the terrible villain as part of the LGBT community, but on the other hand, in Gotham series, the Penguin became gay without any problem.
Don't cite Gotham.
Yeah, this is this person, and he is normally no better. He's morally no better than Joker. It's not homophobic to have a queer villain, so why not let the Clown Prince of Crime out of the closet? DC Rebirth is an excellent reason to bring the Joker back to his roots, and we ask DC Comics to restore the Joker's homosexuality in comics and other media. No one's sexual identity should be changed, even if it's only a fictional character, because sometimes fictional characters are something real people hold on to.
Okay.
Go, Tom!
Jesus.
I'll just say that
When
was
it hits
written
red,
really well,
it
really
hurts the
nicely.
ears.
Yeah, I think it's a good proposal. I have to do the air quotes. I mean, I think it's I don't know. I'm a big fan of the Joker that you don't know much about. So why do you need to define it?
It is
exactly.
It has nothing to do with taking away who he is or having that character. It's not about the fact that he is anything like that. It's about this need for people to know his backstory, and the whole point is that we don't.
No.
And if anything,
What's the rumor? The Scorsese, DiCaprio,
the alleged Joker movie.
version? And I'm like, no, dog, just like stop, because you don't need.
It's not that it's going to be bad; it's that it's not necessary.
And here's the
It's
thing:
not necessary, yeah.
I take Joker as, if you're going to give him a term of anything, I believe the term is pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
He literally doesn't have a I'm only this or I'm only that. That's how I viewed him. He's as a being, and if it comes to giving him a sexual orientation, he's pansexual. He doesn't have. You don't know, like you just said. We don't know much about him, and if he does, it's everything. He wants Harley right now, then he doesn't want Harley. Maybe he wants the guy. That's how Joker is. And this petition that he must... It's what you just said. You don't know him, his backstory. Quit asking for his backstory.
Yeah, I think the whole point is that it's not about... He doesn't define himself as anything, so why are we trying to define him as anything?
Exactly.
It's not to say that queer representation isn't important, because queer representation is obviously extremely important. But when it comes to the character, and this is not one of those, the character needs to stay white because takes away from the character. It's, in this instance, we're not saying he's gay, we're not saying he's straight, he shouldn't...
He shouldn't have to be labeled
or
defined.
He doesn't have a category.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a category. That's what's different from him from all Batman villains. They all have this certain thing that they are. Joker isn't. He's the one thing that Batman can't, define. Can't figure him out. Leave him that way.
It's more the mystery is more scary than the knowing.
Yes, it's and as you found out watching Halloween on her channel. What makes Michael Myers...
I was on our channel.
Our channel, excuse me.
Yeah, and that was the worst part, that he was always there, and
Michael,
I didn't know what he was doing.
Why is Michael Myers freaky? You don't know why he's killing. He just is. He's a being that exists. And Joker is the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And Nerd On Podcast agreed. It's one of the situations where the less you know about the character, the stronger the character is.
Bingo.
Exactly. It's the more, and I'm
Hey, your
Writing.
podcast, Tom,
Writing.
down there, they get it.
Writing 101.
Your podcast gets it. Nerd on. Well done.
Oh,
now, and I will say that if you're reading Batman, White Knight, when we're getting a backstory of the Joker, it's a backstory of not the Joker. It's a backstory
It's
of
a-
a Joker.
Yeah.
It's
it's the same thing with Killing Joke.
It's exactly. It's an alternate kind of world where this person became the Joker, and White Knight is doing an amazing job.
Mhm.
And in White Knight, his backstory is important because his backstory is what's leading him to do what he's doing now with Batman. So in that regard, cool. But like as far as like the main overall Joker line goes, it really it's not about like this is one of those ones where it just it's not about keeping him the way he is. It's I don't think that we need to say he's gay just the same way we don't need to say he's straight. It should just be he's just
Agreed.
He
He
is.
is. He just is.
is.
Agreed. Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, I hate to have to use movies as like being the canon,
what you
the one
do.
that explains everything.
You get me
But
on
in
that.
The Dark Knight, his origin of how he got the scars is like changing every single time.
Exactly.
Because
He's
you can take
great.
from any of those, and those could be your truth. And in the end, Bruce Wayne's trying to figure out where is it, like, what's his motive, what's it come from, and it's all about like some people just are.
Mhm.
They just want to see the world burn. It's like that's all it needs to be.
And in fact, if you go slightly further into that, he makes up different stories to play on our emotions because we feel we have to put the Joker in a certain category. But in the movie, he's saying that to make you think one thing, change the story again to mess with your head because he's controlling you.
He's a
That's
chaotic evil.
Joker.
soys of a tangerine.
Yes.
His soul.
Where's Jamie?
Oh, that's a good episode.
Go back when Jamie returned.
Also,
Episode
you're getting
50.
love in chat, Tom. So
Yeah, Tom, you should be on more often.
Yeah, Tom.
I can't see the chat and I can't see the gifs.
it says love that, Tom.
Love that, Tom.
Hey, Tom, if you go to twitch.tv/the Crusaders, you can can see the chat room.
Put it on your third computer. Bring it up on your third
I'm going to
computer.
explode my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, all of a sudden he just cuts out.
Spectrum
All right.
Wi-Fi.
Just realize our conversation. We're still midway through the news cycle. Here we go.
I'm sorry. I want to do the next one too. Or do you want to announce it?
I'll announce it. You
Okay.
take it from there. Ready? Ready?
Ooh,
Here we
someone
go.
likes your hair.
Hey. What? Kitty Pryde proposes to Colossus. Amy, take it away.
Other way around.
No.
Ross is proposed to Kitty
But she proposed this time.
this time.
Yeah.
They both proposed.
So X-Men Gold, you guys get on this, okay? We're bringing 92 X-Men all back. I brought it up last week with Gambit and Rogue, and so X-Men. What was X-Men Gold number 9?
Okay, that was
That was really good, and I just
Wow.
let that go.
yeah, that
So much
was
copyright now.
Somebody clip that one too. That was amazing. I need that for later.
That's the new opening.
Hope
That
y'all
is
love
the new
that.
opening.
Hope y'all love that on Twitch.
Okay,
I'm
so
sweating now.
so initially I believe it was X-Men Gold. It was number 9. Colossus proposed to Kitty,
Mhm.
and it was one of those moments. So now she has proposed to Colossus, and the big lunk said yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
The big lump. Nice.
So prepare yourselves for the wedding of the.
We've
I don't know.
had too many weddings at the
We've had too many weddings of the
at this
century.
point.
The wedding of the something this June.
Beginning of the spring.
The wedding of the spring.
The wedding of 2018.
Well, we gotta find out, when Bats and Selena are
That's true.
on tap for that.
Ooh, they need to make sure their dates are on the same day because the people might want to attend both
They'd be
and they
good.
can't go to both.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna be at both.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Aww. So yes, Kitty Pryde and Colossus are finally getting married.
The dino said.
Where's their honeymoon?
Probably that island where Gambit and Rogue are currently at, where they're on couples therapy.
No, they're gonna go. They're probably gonna go to Genosha.
Genosha.
Oh,
That's where they always the big mutant
Too soon,
holocaust and
too
they
soon.
You shouldn't go there.
Oh,
They
don't
shouldn't go
do
there.
that, you jerk.
They shouldn't
Also-
go there. They shouldn't go there.
Apparently, people are having some wedding feels. They're all excited about the weddings.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently, there's also Kirby lighting fires in our chat. Tom, I don't know if you see this.
Hopefully, the
I don't see
Crusaders
this.
and Nerd On get a save the date. We're waiting on it.
J. Scott Campbell
Wait,
has already been doing the covers.
Yes, Tom, yes.
I've been seeing it. It is gorgeous.
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 On to our next story.
Speaking of gorgeous.
Hilda, premiering in February at New York City, set to be released on Netflix in the fall. Amy?
Okay, so as you can tell, the last couple have been me, because I'm a weirdo. So, Hilda is this really adorable kids comic. Every single year for Free Comic Book Day, it comes out with another story. And totally swipe a couple of my copies, Steve's, and I will sacrifice it to your brood. It is adorable. It's following this little girl and her dog.
Jeff and Matt Hardy?
Yeah, Jeff and Matt Hardy or Edge and Christian?
Edge and Christian, yeah.
Which one did you mean?
Whichever one you
With Gangrel.
What about the new version?
Fangin' and Bangin'?
Banging and banging?
Yeah, Fangin' and Bangin'.
That's my favorite activity.
Apparently that's Tom's favorite activity, so I'll send y'all at the same time. Anyway,
Banging and
so
banging.
Netflix turned it into a cartoon. I'm so excited for everything that has been going on with comics transitioning into animation as well as their creators. Besides Noel Stevenson being a showrunner, I can't remember what it is.
She-Ra.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yeah, She-Ra, you're right.
Yeah.
So we're doing more comics there. And then Hilda, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I'm so scared.
You just can't hide it?
Netflix and banging.
Yeah, Netflix and Fanging. Because they were vampires.
Ah,
Brood.
I always get those mixed up. Banging and banging.
Exactly.
On our next story.
The last
open a
story,
window.
thankfully.
To our last news story. I know this publisher, but I don't know the character. But here we go. Shadow Man returns in March from Valiant. Take it away, crew.
Hey, guess who got a call from Valiant today when she was working at the
Actually, a
comic
call
book?
Wait, from
let me
Valiant.
guess. Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
Yes, it was always Scarlett.
You want to crack that window for me?
Crack that window.
But they'll know we're in the safe house if I... Okay.
Don't.
No, but it's a vent that goes up and 50 feet. No, it's already. No,
It's okay. Watching The
Don't
Godfather.
hit the
I've
camera.
never seen The Godfather, Drew. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, she hasn't
What?
seen The Godfather yet.
Yeah. Oh, Tom.
It's on her
Tom,
list.
you need to get in the line. You rock your body in time.
Okay, I believe you.
Culture.
Yes, I'm
Bangers.
I'm
Yes,
an
Drew the
uncultured-
TARDIS knows what's
I
up.
will
Watching
accept
True
that I
Blood.
am an uncultured swine. Yes.
We have
I
a
know.
list. We have a massive list of movies that Amy needs to watch.
Okay.
Big time.
So before I hit on Shadow Man, here's what's happening. Neither's Course Wise. See, I have a okay. So I have a massive list of things that I haven't seen, including somebody laughing at the Four Winds and people getting in a boat. I don't know to leave the gun and take the cannoli. I don't get to the chopper. Yeah, there's lots of things. There's a big giant master list. Yeah, show them guns. Make me feel better. Yeah.
Dylan!
Still have it.
You
So-
son of a-
That's a clip. So I have a master list, and they've been helping me build it, of over 200 movies that I do need to watch
Yeah.
that are like canon.
200.
200.
200, Tom.
I
200
had
films.
to combine like the IMBD, the
IMDb.
I'm made for books, Thomas. So the first one I started with was Halloween,
Yeah.
which was hilarious to watch because
God.
I was jumping up and down, and he kept tuning in and out.
The last half hour of Michael's attack, this one over here, it's film gold. Beautiful.
It's actually still clipped on my personal channel on IJ Neurobot. You can see the clips where I'm like,
She's right there with Lori as it's happening.
oh god, it's hilarious to watch. And somebody else, Inga, clipped something, and there's somebody else that clipped some things where they thought it was really entertaining. So I still need to watch Godfather. It's on the list. I'm trying to figure out the best way so that chat can see the movie with me and we get some fair trade use, because Twitch is all about that. I might need to talk to you offline, Thomasina. Because you might, yes, you.
What was the news story we were talking about?
So Shadow Man. so
Godfather?
circling back to things that I haven't seen. that sold 5.3 million copies.
Wow.
It
Are
has
we talking
been-
about the original in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Well, Shadow Man's coming out of Valiant.
Every Valiant book sold 5 million copies in the 90s.
Well, it had 80 issues published. So
I have all of them.
they are.
No.
You probably do.
They're not good.
They also have a proclaimed day in New Orleans as Shadow Man Day.
Wait. Did you say
Because he
New Orleans?
practices
Nolans.
voodoo.
Nolans.
you said that?
No,
You
don't
said
you?
Nolans. Does that mean that he
Nolans.
knows a friend
Where's
that we
that
know
stat?
really well? Someone who likes get a crawdad, get the roll guy with a crawdad at. He.
I know you did it for him. It's okay. That's why I allow it.
He. Rogue.
So yeah, so Shadow Man. The whole point is he uses voodoo. There was also a game that came out for PC and for PlayStation 2, I believe, back in the day. This new iteration of Shadow Man, a little less offensive. I mean, still kind of offensive.
What was he? I don't know much about Shadow Man. I don't know Shadow Man at all.
I mean, it's just offensive in the way that Papa Shango was offensive.
Got it.
And it's, hey, you have a black character from New Orleans. He's a voodoo
in
witch doctor.
He was playing saxophone in a jazz bar.
So he's not Papa Midnight. He's much.
No, at the time it wasn't well done. The later iterations have been much better. They're more accurate, more I don't even want to say culturally sensitive, but
accurate.
Yeah, more like they made voodoo something cool instead of something just like stereotypical.
Got it.
Yeah. So because Exo Manowar has been doing so well, Valiant is relaunching Shadow Man. It's gonna be in March. They're super duper excited. No joke. I might have got us some previews.
Sweet.
What?
Sweet.
That's a bean about
It's been interesting. So Valiant has made this move to where before Valiant had like a handful of titles coming out all simultaneously. And now they've focused on kind of one at a time. Like they've just been doing just Exo Manowar with other stuff kind of randomly. Quantum and Woody just came back. Faith has been going on. But they've limited the number of books they're publishing. Probably because in the 90s, like they came out with a dozen different titles and then they tanked, as most independent publishers do when they stretch themselves so thin. Luke Bill with the saxophone in the chat. So I'm looking forward to it. In that Valiant randomly does really good stuff. The rest of it just in general usually sucks, but this might be pretty good.
That concludes our news program.
After 50 minutes.
News Monkey. I'm proud of you. That was a lot you did, man.
Wait, what's 15 minutes? Oh.
Yeah.
I got excited. I gave you all coffee.
So it's true, that's how we're
Whoa, Jesus. He's very angry.
Steve's is really good at what's the physical humor. Physical humor. That's what a Steve's is good at.
I'm just expressions.
So in other news,
Ooh.
No
No
news.
more news.
not
Sounds
news.
like what?
Not news.
News?
Oh, okay.
But in other stuff.
Other segments.
Other segues.
Yes, can we do some of this hand?
What's the next segment, Tom?
I don't know.
Senior pictures. Senior pictures.
So I gave everyone an assignment this week,
Uh-oh.
and it was because it is
Ah.
still January.
Yes.
It is still 2018 is
It is.
still but a babe.
It is.
Oh,
Hey, babe.
babe.
I really want to what? I want to know what characters we want to see return in 2018. Characters we either were killed off or canceled, we haven't seen in a while. I have a whole list of them. A couple of them I have who I would want to actually write them, possibly draw them. That's extra credit. You guys don't have to do that. But Tom, since you haven't been on in a while,
Tom?
did you have any good ones? Were there any characters that you really wanted to see come back to comics in 2018?
Thomas?
His guns. Tom, we know you want your guns to come back to comics.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the deep thought.
I
man.
was thinking with my small peanut-sized brain
I wasn't sure where that was going.
Neither did I.
of all characters. You said characters. I didn't think 100% of all the comic booky stuff,
It's
and
okay.
I was kind of thinking of like
Movies.
kind of maybe just bringing X-Men cinematic into the Marvel one, because certain ones have died and they said they'd only come back if it was in a crossover.
Do you mean a certain fellow from Australia?
Yes.
Oh, because I didn't specifically say what comics.
Mhm.
Correct.
You want to see a comic book character come back in the movies.
And not only that,
It did.
Tom is...
I mean, I guess the only technical thing would be like, what just happened? Didn't Mr. Charles Xavier take over Fontamex's body, and Fontamex is technically gone.
Technically,
Yeah,
that's a
I
wishy-washy.
don't really want to talk about X-Men, whichever one that's.
But going along with what Tom is saying, he is citing a quote by said Aussie, Mr. Hugh Jackman, greatest
hold on,
showman.
Mr.
You mean Huge Ackman?
Hugh Jackman,
Hugh
the greatest
Jackman.
showman, I believe, is the film he's in now.
Mm.
He did have a quote after Logan was released saying he would only come back as Wolverine if it was in an Avengers film.
If he could be in a fastball special with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
There it is. And now it could happen. So now, Hugh, the ball's in your
He's
court.
gonna grab that
Huge Jack-
Infinity Gauntlet, smash
Yeah.
into the Fox universe, and then grab Wolverine.
And you could do that because Logan was in the future, and this would be present day. So yes, Logan could be an Avenger film.
Pop Rocks, thanks for the follow.
Thanks.
And I'm with you. No, I'm with you, Tom. I realize I didn't assign it. I didn't tell you what comics, but I'm down. No, I'm with you. I would also be really excited to see that happen. Said he would do it.
It also depends on how much of in a hurry he is to get back on that 6-week workout plan of eating 12,000 calories and work out twice a day.
Mm.
He is 40, 41. I mean, can be done.
I mean, he's fought his nose cancer for how long? He practically is Wolverine.
it's true.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
Huge.
Let's find out how old he is.
I bring up that workout because that's the workout he's been happiest.
He's 49.
Yeah, almost.
Okay,
50.
ooh, so there you go. He's 49. He's not doing that workout every day. So, I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it. It just depends on how badly he wants to go back into it. Because he stated, he stated that his appearance in the second Wolverine on was his favorite physique for being Logan, and that's the workout he did. So, I mean, I'm of course, I'm up for it. I want that.
He makes my pants a little tighter every time I see him.
That's the same here, man.
I'm just saying.
Well, apparently you've seen The Greatest Showman a couple of times at least.
Aussie.
It
Oi,
is
oi, oi.
so good.
Is it? But is it like La La Land good?
No. Paul and Pasek are amazing.
The same singers or the same songwriters.
I only
are in it.
did
It's-
one
it's
song for La La Land, Tom. Don't do this. It's Paul and Pasek.
How do I take that? Though? 'Cause
Anyways.
I love-
I know.
like-
When I say
Glee and High School Musical, the movie, but it's just so positive. And
I was about to say,
happy.
when I say La La Land, when I say La La Land good, I mean, is it good for white people? Is that basically? I mean, that's.
God.
I mean, I don't have any friends of any other ethnicity who saw La La Land and were like, yes, I feel good in this movie. You know,
I
Curtis liked it. Curtis liked La La Land.
Curtis.
Yeah, he told me to go see it.
Curtis liked when.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, I'm gonna spiel for a second. I mean, there's a part where P.T. Barnum is grabbing people to be in his show and all that, and then Zendaya and then her brother is in it, and they're not gonna watch in the show. And I was like, what the hell?
And then,
I was like, oh, it's because they're black, and I was like, I just totally forgot about racism was a thing back in the day. It tries to remind you oh, these are social issues. Oh yeah, that was the thing. I was like, oh, I feel like I was just trying to do that, which I think it's a good gesture. And I don't think the movie did as much harm as it did good, if that's the thing.
it made you sparkle, didn't it?
Oh.
Yes, it did.
So did anyone actually do the homework?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that- is
well,
that, okay,
well
thanks.
Luke Bill in chat has two things that he wants to see come back for 2018. First, he says Jesus needs to come back in 2018. It's been about time. Which was great because we all saw it at the same time and started snickering. And then also, he's brought up that he could use more Batfleck, and please stop throwing objects at me.
We'll stop saying stupid things.
I just
True
was
facts,
reading
true
chat.
facts.
I mean, I'm fine with Batfleck. Whatever. It's
Came to get down, to
fine
get out
with
your
it.
seat and jump around.
But the assignment was
I-
comic book characters we want to see in 2018 come back.
I have two.
Thanks, Steves.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Amy. So, Steves.
Sorry.
Yes.
No, dude, you're
It's
good.
okay, buddy.
You're-
He didn't give you notes.
Yeah, no, I did. I need to start sending you the episode
Full
breakdown.
descriptive notes.
Yes, please.
Steve's
Like them both or just one?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's start with one.
Okay, so from Marvel,
Mhm.
I don't think he's come back. I know he suffered quite a fate, but I want him back. Daredevil's protege, Blind Spot.
Oh.
He had a very tragic end in his run. He didn't die, as far as I'm aware, but he was literally made blind. by a certain villain, and I really liked Blind Spot. I liked the idea of the character. I liked him being trained by Murdoch.
I thought that he was going to get a solo book.
I thought he was.
I thought
too,
they were.
the way
I thought they were building up to giving him a solo.
Then
book.
they zinged you. They zinged you. with it. Yeah, but Blind Spot is one I want to see come back.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, that was tough.
Like 2 olives on his fingers.
Uh,
Amy, how about one of yours?
I was looking for a second one, but okay.
I'll come back.
So technically, I got one of my wishes to come back because he had I wanted to see more Gambit.
Who?
Cover your ears if you were in chat. That was so gentle, baby. Tom, you got one for me?
Post half.
No, I'm good.
Okay, just
Crawdad.
Steve got it.
What got it?
So
initially he did an entire everybody's excited about Gambit. I told you, Remy LeBeau for days. Fan.
What a rogue
Fan. So they did a new well, it was supposed to be a new ongoing for him. I collected and read all of it. I adored it. And we had Secret Wars, and he was a snuck in. Don't be feeling yourself over there. I saw that, Tom. Don't.
It was more of a
No.
cramp,
You're
actually.
still on camera, sir.
No. And so he made a guest appearance in an offshoot that was a Kitty Pryde Peter Quill. Battle World, Secret Wars, shenanigans. Anyway, E and Rogue, and I brought it up last week. So I got something that I wanted. I would really love to see some Mockingbird.
Ooh,
2018.
Mockingbird, that solo book was so good.
And it was canned.
It was canned, but I mean, at least it wrapped. I don't know.
Doesn't mean I don't want more of it.
It's true. I'm down with it. Steve's, what's the other one?
The other one is a DC character who I want to see brought into the film universe, but I don't think a story has been made lately of him, and that is Mr. Booster Gold.
Yes, you do, man.
I want a funny guy.
How did I not
See that coming?
Who
It's him.
Who potentially is, somewhat me.
What about Nathan Fillion?
I like Nathan's entire look to him. He's older than the character.
He's too old to be Booster Gold.
You think they can't reverse age him with some of that
the
CGI?
whole movie?
Yeah.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
would be
Wait.
like that.
Filmmaker man, I am
Nathan's
petitioning
gone
you.
a really long way. I mean, look at Kurt Russell in Guardians, and look at Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War.
But those were moments in the movie. I mean, the whole movie, because Booster's just starting out.
Look at Henry Cavill's mustache.
Oh, jeez.
That's a bad example.
That was a terrible one. Why did you do it?
It's a bad example, Tom.
Because I'm still bitter over it. Anyways.
We're all still bitter over that.
Yes. It's a handsome man. You man look.
Thanks,
Martha.
Paramount. Thanks, Paramount.
Yeah.
I have a whole list.
Oh, yeah.
It is the breadth and depth
Thanks.
of the monkey.
Appreciate that.
Back monkey.
What?
Those aren't actual notes.
Oh my gosh!
It's called prop.
This
It's
is-
called
Wait,
props.
what is that though?
There was just scribbles.
No. Actually, this one has some information on it.
This is.
I don't even know if you can see it. It's
You're breaking the fourth wall. Now they know it's a script. Nothing's on there, guys.
No, I don't know. What does that say? Reffing? Lose health.
Guys, I don't know if you knew this, but jet fuel can melt steel beams. That's
Apparently, I need to follow. Oh, this is information that's actually really pertinent.
Give me the paper. Give me the paper. Give me the paper.
Chaz one that actually was all code.
Go with the imagination.
I can log into his Instagram now.
so. If you go back a little ways and watch an older episode we had with Junior Bacon Cheeseburger Crusader Manderson.
Aww. If you say it 3 times, you think he'll come back.
I don't know what happened to him. We had talked about a Legion of Superheroes getting a comeback, specifically Legion of Superheroes being written by Brian Michael Bendis,
Yes.
which I think would be a fantastic run if they wanted to go that way. I also he's been popping up randomly. He popped up in Metal. He's getting a one shot that's coming out on the 31st, which is the winter special. My boy Shrimp Thing. Dr. Alec Holland, the Shrimp Thing.
Shrimp.
I want him back. I want him back full time. I want I changed the way I pronounce it. Nightcrawler is not dead anymore. I changed the way that I pronounce it every time. Either it's Capulo or Capullo. Anyway, Greg Cap, my boy. I want him to draw Swamp Thing or Jason Faddock, honestly, to keep going with it. The other thing though is I want Snyder. I want Snyder to take another crack at Swamp Thing, because his new 52 Swamp Thing was okay. It wasn't bad. It was. I feel like he was kind of
room for improvement.
There was room for improvement. So
I was stuck in the New 52 realm.
Exactly.
What if you got King on it?
I don't even want to talk about Tom, because that would just make me too happy, and I would die.
You like it, Tom?
No, not you, Tom.
Aww.
Tom King.
The other thing, keeping on the DC
Choo-choo train.
train is I want two specifically. I want Superboy Prime and I want Cyborg Superman back.
Wait, Superboy Prime
Oh,
is that
Cyborg
black,
Superman.
Yeah.
black shirt?
No,
Superboy?
I want leather jacket,
Oh,
glasses.
goggles with the weird,
Yeah.
they shave up the side and
Yeah.
curly.
I want that Superboy Prime back. I want Final Crisis Superboy Prime getting the monitor armor. Yeah, Tom knows what's up.
He's like, delicious. Let's do it.
And then for Marvel,
Wait for it.
I actually now, because I mentioned earlier, I want Men in Black. I want a new Men in Black book now that I know that it's owned by Marvel. I totally didn't know that was a thing, and I really want Will Smith to be involved on that project, and I want a new Men in Black comic.
As long as nobody is, trying to walk with me, now bounce with me.
And just freeze.
I also, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the characters, I think they need to come back, and it seems like they might be coming back. I do want the Fantastic Four to come back. I want them to have another book. They've been exiled for long enough. I want them to come back. I want a good writer on it though. Like I want Hickman to take another crack at Fantastic Four, because Hickman, I mean, he did Fantastic Four and it was good, but Fantastic Four has been gone for so long. I feel like they can finally do it justice again. They need to give a lot of these teams a big long break, and that would make
It's a palate cleanser.
exactly. Having that time off is a good thing.
It's like a good breakup. You give it some time. You're like, am I ready for this yet? And so yeah, let's try again.
Well, and you actually want it. You're actually like, yeah, I'm okay with this now. Instead of being like, oh, another title.
The dance. Yeah.
It's true. And Luke Bill, yeah, no, we actually, they probably just did the flashy thing, and now we don't actually remember. There's probably been a dozen Men in Black comics this entire time. And the last one that I wanted, and it happened, but I'm not sure if he's going to be back permanently, is the Sentry. The Sentry.
I just keep thinking of the Sentinels.
No, the Sentry, as in basically another Superman knockoff. He was
not
Marvel
Chinese
Comics,
Superman?
not Chinese Superman. He's long blonde hair, yellow, orange armor, blue. Yeah.
Got him.
So he's the
I
Sentry. He has the Superman like solar abilities, but he's also crazy, and he has this dark side called the Void, and he can't always control the Void. And so he's been locked away for an extended period of time, and I really want him to come back. And then Doctor Strange, spoiler alert, in 2 issues ago brought him back. So I want him to be full-time though. Yes, Amy?
Oh my gosh, I have something that ties directly into the Void as a character. So, this, I guess I'm going back to more Disney. They released concept art and the character summaries for Incredibles 2. And there is a brand new super. Her name is Void. And her hero, her idol, is Elastigirl.
Nice. I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
That comes out next year or this year?
This
2.
year.
This year. Yes. Okay.
This year.
Yes.
Everything is coming up.
Jordan with the 3. Yes.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Everything is coming up Millhouse. Side note, Tom, have you read Ready Player One?
Who's asking?
Me?
I have not. I have not read it, but I guess I will read it before I watch it, like I did with The Watchmen. Until like I remember reading it, and then like literally to the day of watching, I was like, I have to finish this. I have to finish this. And I heard Ready Player One's pretty small, right?
It's easy read.
Okay, cool.
Just ask us.
And plus, I heard it's pretty enjoyable. So I'll probably blast through it.
Yeah, Wrinkle in Time's coming out too.
Random side note: what did Empire Comics just post up that Ben's reading?
Robert Kirkman song. That's Kirkman's next book.
Yeah, that artwork looks
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah,
just
it
in the
does.
cover itself. Just that alone, and Kirkman's name, I might want to read.
Yeah, you could pop in, maybe let you take a peek at it.
Oh, hey, I might go pop in and take a peek at it. Hey, you want to take a peek at it?
I'm not quite sure what just happened there.
Tom,
So
do we need to have Tom's corner before we go because we haven't talked to you? How you been, buddy?
Hey, Tom, how are things, man?
I got a corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're in the corner.
do you have any new projects you're working on? Anything like that?
What are you currently promoting?
Why did you put baby in a corner?
Baby? No one puts baby in the corner.
Well, right. You're slightly corner adjacent because technically you're not all the way in that corner.
Because you're over here. Right here.
I seen it. I was like right here.
You were right there.
What am
Right.
I working on?
Yeah, or what do you,
Do you have
does you have a
anything-
certain project that you're putting out there? Maybe put the name of it out there for those who are watching?
What are you talking about? I'm kidding.
How dare you?
Self-promote, you nerd.
My short film that I was working on all last year in 2017 it's done. It's in post-production. It's all just being sent to film festivals. One that I'm pretty excited and surprised. I was just like on Film Freeway and without a box, just blasting it, sending it everywhere. And I sent it to Short Movie Club Film Festival, which is going to give me the notice in end of January, but it's already in consideration, and it's an Academy qualifier.
Hey,
Nice.
If
Congratulations.
it does well, then I don't know. But anyways,
And the name of said film is
Half a Glass.
Bingo. Google it, everyone. Half a glass.
Hashtag Half a Glass. Yeah, if you follow me on TallDarkNotUgly, you could probably see some pictures and images about it. But it also has an Instagram as well, Half a Glass short film. Working on the podcast when they're on the podcast, and working with Storyboard from my boys back here, doing our web series stuff. We have this entire 2018 year planned out, which is daunting to think
Nice.
about, that we have to stick to a schedule. And
You just want to be free?
I want to be free. I'm trying to work as hard as I can to break free from all of it, and hopefully, right now when they're on the podcast, we just opened up our Patreon account, so soon, baby, I'll be able to just do all.
He's
of the
doing
cool things.
lewds. Just cue
Yeah,
the
about to
boys.
say, yeah.
Doing
You
the
about to get
lewds.
some lewds.
Get the lewds.
Get the lewds.
Get Virgin Killer sweaters for the
Oh.
entire Nerd On podcast.
Yeah.
That's-
I
that's
know
the-
what my next purchase is going to be for
that's
the
only
anniversary.
way.
So I thought you guys said lewd like LEWD,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
lewd pictures
Yeah.
instead of lewd like in Wolf of Wall Street. So I was
No.
thinking,
I went there.
Oh,
No.
I was like, am I doing a private cam video, lewd videos?
Get the lewds.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're getting Virgin Killer sweaters, and you're gonna have your Patreon, your tier 3 supporters are gonna get you in lingerie.
Yeah, and then you're going to go out in the snow, and then you're going to take some like super classy ones, and then there's going to be the one on the bearskin rug.
I like it.
You're Deadpool and that stuff all day.
I'll buy it.
Whatever
Right.
it takes to just start doing all this full time.
We need to set up a Patreon. It just seems just people just randomly giving you money for whatever.
They just want to see your hair.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do hair care videos. on our
Slow-mo.
Patreon. Yeah.
Slow-mo hair
Yeah,
care
it'll be
video.
great.
Call it Thoriel.
Yes! Hashtag
Thoriel.
Thoriel.
Wait, somebody might have an issue with calling it that.
Excelsior.
Yeah, yeah, he doesn't like that idea.
He doesn't like that.
I
It's
don't like this idea.
It's okay because your other name we don't speak of. I don't think even Tom's heard that one yet.
Other
Speaking of a certain Disney character.
Yes.
Ah,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Tom, everyone thinks I'm Maui.
Oh,
I have his hook
He likes
a
it.
little hook. Yeah,
I have his
it's a
hook.
little hook.
right here for him.
When you dress up as Aquaman, but then everyone thinks you're Maui. You dress up as the Hulk, but everyone thinks you're Shrek.
Woo!
That's what happens.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? It's okay. Stone Cold hat, DX shirt. It's Raw 25 tonight, pal.
I'm gonna go watch
Don't
that.
worry.
Raw
I'm gonna-
25.
Go watch that.
Walking Dead, everyone just thinks I'm the kid from Indiana Jones, so it's alright.
It's okay, short round. Come on, Data.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones. Hold
Come on,
on.
Data.
To your potatoes.
You cheat. You cheat.
You cheat, Dr. Jones.
That's about going to wrap it up for this week's episode of The Capeless Crusaders. My name is David Barry at Dr. Barry on varying social media platforms. Hey, how about to my left? We have...
If you smell what the Capeless Crusaders are cooking,
It's chicken.
this is the Azorian one, Anthony Steves, and if you're not down with that, he's got 2 words for you.
Chicken.
chicken it.
I thought it was raw chicken.
Raw chicken.
Go to the cube. Go to the cube.
Hey, remote, our boy from down in SoCal, we have.
This is TallDarkNotUgly on everything and everything.
Yeah, look at you're pointing down. I don't have a nameplate for you, so we don't have your information.
It just says speakers
Speakers
muted.
muted. That's what he is.
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of that window. I don't know what's happening there. How about over here?
And then me, I'm Amy. You can find me at iJaneUrobot on varying social media, all sorts of stuff. I'm mostly in the Ready Player One section right now. I had to teach someone how to use a fax over the internet. Tom, if you don't know how to use a fax machine, we're going to have a talk. Side note, there's a dinosaur apparently yelling at the TV now.
I like dinosaurs.
I'm not 100% sure.
And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because David Barry said so.
Thank you to our sponsors. Oh, wait, over here.
Yeah.
Computer Booter and Empire's Comics Vault. Check us out.
What?
Drop us a follow
What?
here on twitch.tv/TheCapelessCrusaders.
What?
If you go to thecapelesscrusaders.com,
What?
you can find all of our content.
What?
And that's the bottom line.
What?
Because the Capeless Crusaders said so. Thank you for watching.
Oh, 25!
Hey, Tom, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
On this outro, mute your mic again. Thanks, man. Just give me a couple minutes. I love you. Good night.
Raw 25!